This is the new Sony ECM-M1. Tiny but packs a whopping 8 recording patterns. Using beamforming technology, the ECM-M1 redefines the shotgun microphone experience. This might be my new favorite. Let's check it out. What makes the ECM-M1 microphone special is that despite its compact size, it has 8 recording patterns. This can be selected using the dial at the back, which conveniently has a lock button to avoid any accidental changes. The two modes that I'm most excited about is the new ultra directional and super directional. The ultra directional recording pattern is great for talking headshots or when vlogging in a noisy environment. You can let your audience focus in your voice whilst minimizing the surrounding sounds. The super directional front and rear is also great for vlogging, especially those that switch between recording what's in front of them and recording themselves. In this mode, you'll never need to sacrifice the clarity of your voice. So how does this tiny microphone do it? I have no idea. But Sony did mention that it's using a breakthrough beamforming technology with a 4-capsule microphone in a diamond array. This allows the microphone to have an outstanding range of recording patterns. But the features don't stop there. Similarly to the ECM-B1M and ECM-B10, this microphone is using the multi-interface shoe, meaning that it requires no cables or battery to be charged in order to use. Besides that, it also features the low cut and noise cancellation filters. My personal favorite is the low cut filter, just the right amount of noise filtered without completely losing the feel of wherever you are. And for those that are always worried about something happening to your audio, you'll be happy to know that this microphone supports 4-channel recording with channels 3 and 4 being ideal for backup recording. Other than that, you also have a design that is dust and moisture resistant, has an integrated shock mount, and lastly, a dead cat to cut down the wind noises. An overall excellent microphone. Now, I mentioned that this microphone is small, but how small is small? Well, smaller than the ECM-B10, which was already a massive decrease in size from the ECM-B1M. Cool stuff. Now let's take this microphone out for a test. I'm thinking Taipei? It's a bright and beautiful day here in Taipei, and I have with me the Sony ECM-M1 microphone, and it's recording in the super directional pattern. This is the preferred recording pattern I use when I'm recording with the ECM-B10, and there is a really noisy road behind me. Behind the camera, but you should be able to hear my voice clearly. And let me switch to the new recording pattern, ultra directional. Okay, the same busy street, the same voice. My voice should be clear just like before, but the surrounding noises should be reduced. Can you hear the difference? Another mode I use quite often is the front and rear super directional recording pattern. This allows me to vlog in any direction without sacrificing my voice. Let's do a quick filter test on this busy road. Currently, there are no filters activated. Let me switch on the low cut filter, and this is what I usually use to get a lot of those rumbling sounds out of my audio. And now I'll switch to the noise cancellation filter. Does it block out the noise naturally? Let me know in the comment section below. The ECM-M1 is an excellent all-rounder mic, and it's made even better by how compact it is. Alright, see you back in the studio. Alright, we're back in the studio, and I had a listen to the clips. There is a noticeable difference between super directional and ultra directional. Some of the road noises behind the mic were definitely reduced. In terms of the filters, I still prefer the low cut filter over the dead silent noise cancellation. It just gives the right amount of ambience for vlogging. Now let's do a quick comparison between the 3 mics. Of course, the ECM-M1 has more recording patterns than the other 2 mics, so we'll be only comparing between the recording patterns available on all microphones. For the audio comparison, I'll be reading some sentences and switching between the 3 mics and 3 different recording patterns. For the interest of time, because this video is due today, I'll be recording from just the front of the mic. But as I switch the recording patterns, you should be able to hear how the surrounding sounds affect my voice. And I'll be applying no filters and no post-processing. So let's get started. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Press the pants and sew a button on the vest. How does it sound? To me, there are very little differences between the microphones, which says a lot about the capabilities of the small ECM-M1. One thing to note is that the video you're watching goes through multiple levels of compression, and once you watch it on YouTube, the audio difference between these microphones might be barely noticeable, so you don't have to worry about an inferior audio quality with the smaller ECM-M1. Ever since I used the ECM-B1M, I have never looked back at any of my other microphones. I was so blown away by the audio quality and convenience of the multi-interface shoe. Subsequently, the ECM-B10 came out, and despite having fewer microphone capsules, I felt like the audio quality was good enough for my social media usage. Now with the ECM-M1, I've fallen in love all over again. It's smaller, has the same features as the previous mics, but boasts a massive 8 recording patterns, making this an extremely versatile microphone. There's absolutely no reason to not bring this with you wherever you go. So, is this the perfect microphone? Almost. There are two things that I would like to see Sony improve on. Firstly, the size. Yes, I've said a lot of good things on how small this microphone is, but one thing I don't understand is why isn't it shorter? I think this microphone can benefit from a much sleeker look if it was shorter. I'm sure it has something to do with the components on the inside, but I truly believe that this microphone can get shorter. Next, the USB port. I was so thrilled to see a USB-C port on this microphone. The other two microphones were still on a micro USB port. So of course the first thing I did was try and connect it to my computer as an external microphone. Guess what? Doesn't work. The USB-C port is only for firmware updates. Now, I can imagine this being a deal breaker for some of you, because essentially, without a compatible Sony camera, this microphone cannot function. And not everyone wants to carry around two microphones, especially for situations such as traveling. I'm not sure if this is something that can be addressed with a firmware update, but it would be fantastic if this microphone could be used externally with a computer at least. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the new Sony ECM-M1 microphone. Despite the two things that I mentioned just now, this is without a doubt my favorite microphone so far, and I'm definitely packing this instead of the ECM-B10 for my travels. It's just so simple to use. Apologies for not doing an in-depth audio test and comparison between the mics. The last few weeks have been crazy with multiple product embargoes and traveling, so I ended up only having a few days with this microphone. By the way, just a quick plug, watch my Sony a6700 video which goes live at the same time as this video. You do not want to miss out on that camera. So, if you're interested in getting this microphone, I'll include all the purchase links below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!